Hey y'all, welcome back to Chatting with Coach Amy. Today I'm with Hilly. Her name is
Hi.
not Hillary, it is Hilly. Everybody calls you Hilly. Have you noticed that?
I have. Even my breakthrough group has started.
Sorry about that, but not sorry. Sorry, not
It's fine.
sorry. Denise nicknamed me CA probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it's everywhere now. So welcome to the nickname of Southern and Healthy Coaching Club. Bless it. Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm ready for the ugly sweater or not contest, but party.
It's
Are you
party. It's
ready?
be fun. I have a Home Alone one that says "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal," and it lights up. And then I have a headband that will make me look like a present.
Are you ready? You won't
Yeah.
expect any less.
So you are listening on a podcast app. We both love Friends. Hillary definitely loves Friends more than I do, but she has a ugly Christmas sweater that says she's the holiday armadillo.
You're a part Jewish friend.
So
Oh my
funny.
goodness.
So Hillary loves Friends, and her husband makes bread, and she loves Southern and Healthy Coaching, and she has two little boys, and she's amazing. So she's going to tell you more about herself, but those are the things that I would like to say. Hillary, tell us about yourself.
Well, yes. So I've got notes because I mean, would
Good.
you expect any less?
No.
So yeah, I have an amazing husband. He's actually with our boys right now. He's taking one of them to a basketball evaluation tonight.
Oh.
But we have been married for 15 years. It's crazy town.
Hmm.
He is super supportive of me. And like even my boys lately, they're like, Mama, can you eat this? And I'm like,
Oh.
no, honey, that doesn't do my body good, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
oh, why not? And they're asking questions. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good stuff.
And then so yeah, we've been married 15 years. We own a bakery now, but my husband worked at General Motors factory for 11 years.
Wow.
And that's where it's all started as far as the bakery goes. He asked me to make bread, and I said, I don't do that.
No. Me either. Me either.
I do now.
Mhm.
Um, and then I taught high school. That's what my degree is in, is high school of French. So, je parle français très bien, mais pas maintenant.
Désolé, told house. That's my French.
I used to show my students that episode, and I was like, this is how I feel about you sometimes when Joey speaks French.
For sure. Oh, the last one when Rachel says au revoir.
Burns my soul,
And I'm like, ugh. But I say it all the time.
right? Oh, goodness. So yeah, that's us in a nutshell. We live in super North Indiana where it's cold as the dickens right now. So got my coffee.
Yes. It's chilly down here in the office, but it's fine. You want to see my slippers?
Those are the best.
Yeah. So my toes are toasty.
That's
I
amazing.
can't work with my real shoes on. It's just against my religion. So it's fine. How did you find me?
Ooh, so I
This is
found
always so fun.
I found you. I'm pretty sure it was when you were on the podcast.
The first one or the second one? The first one. You were
First
with
one.
me for the second one. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have been doing THM. My mom introduced me to it after I had my second son in 2015. And so I did it. I think I did it well, but I don't remember. I had a newborn and a 2-year-old, and that
Oh,
time frame is like
golly. Yeah. Yeah.
um but yeah, I mean it was just on and on and on and off and mostly off. So I saw you and I was like, okay. I have a very different personality than most people where I'm like, they ask me a question and I'm like, you just need to do this because you need to do it. So go and do it. Okay,
Yeah.
bye-bye. And then I was like, oh, she just doesn't play around. She's just like,
No.
because you need to do it. And I was like, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
I just need that.
Yep.
And so that was in the summertime. And I just kind of was like, oh, tucked at the back of my mind. And then finally, December, we were out doing stuff with family. We had just got, sorry, back up, July of 23. We had just got back from a vacation with my parents, and like we were going through all these roller coasters and things like that. And I was scared because I was like, what if I put us over the weight limit? Or what if I can't like buckle this bar down? And I hated that. Like,
Oh,
that was, oh my gracious. I was like, I can't live my life like this. Like, or I'm at, ball games with my boys and I'm climbing the bleachers. I'm like, oh, what if I break the bleachers? Like,
yeah.
I cannot live like this forever. And so it just kind of came back to my mind. I was like, all right. I kept going back and forth. Do you need a coach? Do you not need a coach? If you need a coach, you probably just really suck at this anyways, was my thought process. And I'm like, okay, let's look at this logically. You've been doing this for, gosh, what, going on 8 years off and not been successful by yourself. So what's it going to hurt to get a coach?
Yeah. Somebody you
And so I
never
looked up
knew
some of your
needed
YouTube
so much.
videos and watched it. But
I said, and you never knew how much you really needed me in your life.
I know. Sometimes it's just like slapping that thing out of your hand or like, girl, you can tell yourself no. Go on.
Yes, you can.
Get out of
Don't
that
do
freezer.
it. Oh,
So
that's
yeah.
funny.
And then I decided to join Buds with you in January of 23, 24.
Yep.
We're still in 24.
Yep, we still are. The year that seems like it will never, ever end. We're almost there.
Yeah. Yeah. So January 7th is my CA anniversary.
Oh, it's right before my trim anniversary. January 10th is my trim anniversary.
I watched your trim anniversary. I signed up for all the things and yeah. I was one of those who went back to the archives and watched all the stuff with you and JJ, like at the campsites and
Wow.
your friend's themed birthday party.
Yep. Sure did it. Sure did it. Yep. Are you 40 yet? I don't even know how old you are right now.
I am not. I am 38, freshly
Oh,
38.
baby. Little baby. You said I've been married 15 years. I'm like, oh my gosh, so old. 23 years we've been
That's
married.
awesome.
Crazy. Recently was told you do not have two college students as children. Actually, in fact, I do. So sorry that you're having trouble with this, but I do. And they said, but I don't understand. I mean, like they were dumbfounded. And I said, okay, can you explain to me why this is so hard? And they're like, but look at your face. And I was like, what's wrong with my face? And they're like, no, you don't have wrinkles. I was like, oh, yes, I do. Yes, yes, I do.
Just
And
not making the correct
but you've done
expression.
something. What have you done? And I'm like, oh, I haven't had sugar for the most part 8 years. And they were like, wow. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, it does me zero favors. Zero,
Oh, yeah.
zero favors. So anyway, there's that. Well, I'm glad
That's
you came
my
to Buds. What helped you the most in Buds?
the live in the kitchen has helped like overall the most.
Mhm.
And the Buds education, just because like I I knew stuff, but I didn't really know stuff.
Yeah, it
Like
happens.
I don't know that timing was ever something I followed.
Mhm. Darlene said that too.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I was like, what's this FP thing? I never paid attention to that. First time I was like incorporating FPs, I was like, oh, I might die.
Nah. Now you do
No,
them a
now I
whole
do like
day,
one
don't
or
you?
two a day.
Yeah.
All good.
I didn't know what a deep S was until I took my coaching certification.
Oh yeah.
I ain't never heard of that.
Till the fun fuel cycle reset.
Crossovers too. Yeah, fun field cycle. Yep.
Ooh, goodness me.
Okay. So you're one of my Blooms girls. What breakthrough group are you in?
I'm in breakthrough group 7.
Oh, that's the best number. How many friends nods can we do today?
Um,
We're on about 42 already, but people don't know.
that's my life.
Uh, It's the best. It's the best. On Thanksgiving Day, Wes's sister had, well, whatever channel was on, and it was all the Friends Thanksgivings on. That was so fun.
It's awesome.
It was fun. Okay, sorry. We only have 15 minutes left. So share your stuff with us.
All right. What do you want? What did you say? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just want you to share what you I know you've got a lot of notes and I don't want to mess that up. Share your way.
So before I share like what all the successes or, victories and things like that,
Yeah.
the biggest one for me has been just getting rid of that all or nothing mentality. Because before I'd do good with breakfast, I'd make it through snack, and then at lunch I would like eat a kid's chicken nugget or something. I'm like, oh, well, that went down the tube. Let's find this cupcake or bowl of cereal. I'm like, I'll just start tomorrow, because if you do get back on in 4 hours, you're wasting those ingredients and you're wasting your time. And I'm like,
Bless. You definitely needed me.
and so it's just, and I don't even know what caused that shift. Like, I can't explain it and be like, here's your magic recipe to fix that. But once you just realize that, I mean, you're worth doing that, that it's not going to take away from your journey or take away from somebody else in your family by fixing something that may be just for you. Like everybody else may not eat it, they may not like it.
Probably won't.
They're learning to like it, whether they want to or not.
Yeah. That will get them very far in life, Mama. Good job.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm like, you have to choose something, a vegetable, even if you're eating school lunch. Pick one.
Mhm.
But like breaking that has been a huge success. And back in January, might have been the end of December, before I joined up with Buds, I remember listening to a Serene and Pearl podcast. They're like, you need to become a burner. Like, don't focus on weight loss, don't focus on size, focus on changing and healing your body, fixing your metabolism, fixing all the things. And like, I had all the signs of things going wrong. So I was like, you just got to be all in, not all or nothing. Don't slash your tires. Just do it. Like,
Mhm.
no excuses. Um, I would wake up in the middle of the night, my arms and hands would be numb, and it would take forever for them to not be, because it was just inflammation.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and still, there are still some things like I'm finding out I cannot do corn. It makes my arms go numb. I'm like,
I bet it does.
peeling my tortilla chips,
Crap.
but it's
Sorry.
fine. So, all of that, I've been with you 11 months now,
Mhm.
and have also learned the scale is a liar, because I'm the same pant size I was a year after we got married, but 20-ish pounds heavier. So, I mean, all in all, I've lost close to 50 pounds, still not there, but that's okay. Because I'm in clothes that I never, like, I had a someday box when I started with you,
Love
and I'd
it.
been hanging on to it. They had been worn like 2 or 3 times, and I just put on my last pair from the someday box. There are
Wow.
no more.
Wow. Are you are any of those clothes too big now?
A couple, like a
Wow.
couple pair. I only kept pants. I didn't keep shirts. Um, but like when I started, I purchased a size 22, because I was just like, you're just gonna keep getting bigger.
Oh,
That's just where you are. You're just gonna keep getting bigger. So go ahead and buy that. And then I was like crying, like, why? Why are we doing this? You
yeah.
can fix this. You can do better. You don't have to just get bigger. And for the most part now, comfortably in a 12, depends on what brand you're in.
That is amazing. Less than a
I'm
year.
like, yeah,
Hilly. Less than a year. A 22 to a 10. Is that what you just told me?
12.
12.
But
Same
I
thing.
did just buy a 10. They're
There
a
you
little
go.
muffin
So,
toppy,
see,
but
I'm speaking it into existence. I don't believe in that side note.
oh my
But
goodness. Yeah, it's
you go, girl.
never in my life did I think that I could do it. But in that same breath, like I just cried out to God. I had no other words other than help, like tears streaming down my face, just help. Because that's the other biggest part is inviting him into this. I don't ever remember thinking that God cared about my weight loss or my health or,
Mm.
you know, things I had control over because I I had control, so I needed to take care of it.
Yeah.
But you can't do it alone. Like when there's nobody around to cheer you on, the Holy Spirit does. He'll
All the
slap that
time.
cookie out of your hand real fast.
Yep.
It'd be
Yep.
like, girl, you don't need that.
Right.
And I mean, it's dumped a lot of self-doubt for me too. And getting off of all the sugar and stuff. I was waking up at 3:30 in the morning with panic attacks every day
Oh my God.
for probably the last 5 years. And then I couldn't go back to
What?
sleep. Yeah. Like I could look at the clock, I'd wake up and be like, that deep breath, freak out. And my husband's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't know. I just wake up this way. And then the brain starts and it doesn't go off.
Wow.
I now sleep through the night. And I'm
Bless you.
so excited.
That's amazing. Like you got your life back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was not, it was not living. Like I was angry. I would intentionally, we have a 2-story house. I would intentionally like have my boys go up the stairs or avoid the stairs because it hurt my body so bad. And like there were even points I tore ligaments in my leg. And I'm certain it's just because I was so unhealthy and I couldn't move. I couldn't run after our dogs in the yard if they got loose.
How hard
Like,
was the sugar detox for you?
it was about 2 weeks and I hated everybody. But after that, it just got
Did you do
better.
that in buds or had you already done that?
I'd started a little bit before buds. And I would always be on this on again, off again of no sugar, THM, just a little sugar. But I mean, we were just coming off of the holidays, so it was sugar palooza.
How are you handling this year?
Good. So much better. Like I talked to my breakthrough group the other day. I was like, we've been through some situations with business and family and things that I would have been like just on the couch, a mess, panic attack. My face would have been exploded with breakouts from stress. And you just take a deep breath and keep rolling. And you take care of yourself and you eat. Because
Yep.
before I wouldn't eat. I'd be like, oh no, I have to take this problem. I'm like, no, because if I don't, then I get worse and I get the hangries and it's just a thing.
Terrible. That's amazing. Your face is incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible. What
Used to
has
be
changed
so
for you?
self-conscious about it. I mean,
I'm
breakouts
sure. I can't
everywhere.
imagine.
And it hurt so bad.
Bet.
And it's literally just been sugar detox, sugar and stress detox. But that all comes back to your lifestyle and your eating. I mean, it makes so many changes, not just physically, but like your outside,
Yeah,
your inside shows on your outside.
it does. And your skin is your biggest organ.
Oh yeah, I treated it like crap too.
Yeah. Good. Well, tell me all your victories.
Oh golly. All right.
We've touched on a few, but there's so many more.
I'm reading through here. I think we've touched on all the ones I wrote down. Oh, one victory. I started CrossFit this year. Never in my life, like I'd wanted to do it for 8 years. And I was like, you cannot do that. Your body will not take it. So finally, by August of this year, I was like feeling my joints, feeling it out. I'm like, I can do this. And it was awesome. I have not been at it the last month or so because my husband hurt his back. And so he didn't go with me. And then work got crazy. And I'm like, I just can't. But I do the Trim Tribe Healthy
Yep.
workouts a lot of days, or I've done several of the holiday workouts,
Yep.
and they're super fun. I had my boys do one.
Really? I
Yeah,
love
they were like, Coach Amy does workouts too. I'm like, yes, sir.
it. Dang. She does.
Yeah,
Those
but
are
I
fun.
mean, and so another big victory that I didn't mention is actually wanting to be a part of community. Like when we it took a long time. It took probably until August, like 8 months or so, for me to actually try to engage with the breakout group. Because like I don't want to be friends with
Is
anybody.
that like from girl hurt, like in the past, in your past?
Yeah, I think so because like girls would
Girl hurt
always,
is awful.
oh, and I
Ugh.
mean, I don't, some meant it, obviously, but others, they were just like, you're just intimidating because of how you walk. Because like I've always tried to shoulders back or whatever. They're like, you just stick out your boobs. I'm like, okay, well, when you're hunched over in 40, I'll see you then.
They were not for you. It is fine. Moving on.
Right. Yeah. And like these are my people. Like I can tell them stuff. We can come on there and talk about weird topics, hard topics. It's not even just trim healthy stuff
Uh,
or diet stuff. It's life.
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's amazing. And I'm super blessed and grateful. And it's really opened me up in real life to like talk to people. I would go into grocery stores and I'm like, don't talk to me, don't come near me. And now I'm like, hey, how are you doing? What are you making? And they're like,
Back up, weird girl.
right. Or I talk to the cashier and they're just kind of like,
Spreading joy though. For it's so needed. Our culture is so weird. Like there's this group that we celebrate all the things and whatever. But then you're like genuinely kind to somebody and they look at you like you're psycho. I'm like, y'all make no sense, guys. Make no
right.
sense. No sense. Man. Well, I'm so glad you found a good space. That's awesome. Y'all have a Marco Polo group, I assume.
Oh, yes. If,
Yeah,
if you miss a day, you have about 27 messages to come back to.
I bet. I bet.
Oh my goodness. Um, Another victory, I feel finally like I can do it. Like I've never,
Goose.
I would go on for like 3 months at a time and then something would derail me and I would just quit.
Mm,
And so I can count on my hands probably how many times I've had an off-plan thing this year.
wow.
So, and if I do, I plan it. I'm
Yep.
not going at it just whatever. And I try to anchor it with protein or whatever. Like at Thanksgiving, my mom makes the best sugar cream pie. It is heavy cream, it is butter, it is sugar. It's good. So I allowed myself a 12th of the pie with a protein coffee.
Go ahead.
And I looked at that slice and I was like, this will never do. It's fine. I had it. You you were doing some holiday, I think it was holiday, and everybody was home. And one of the
Oh,
boys came in, they're like, Mama, can I have a squirt of this Ready Whip? And you're like, I'm just a health coach, son. That's fine. Go ahead.
open up.
Right. I was like, that
Yeah.
doesn't have to be everybody. They'll follow suit or they won't.
I was
But
at the
you're setting
coaches
an
retreat
example.
last year, not this year, last year. And we had to do this, everybody stand up. And then if you're a no, you have to sit down type thing. And I'd gotten pretty far. I'd gotten pretty far. And then they're like, sit down if you have sugar in your house. And I'm like, if you people stay standing up, y'all are liar pants on fires.
Right?
So I sit down and 80% of them look at me. You got sugar in your house? You're Coach Amy. And I'm like, it's not just my house, guys. I have 5 kids and a
Right.
husband.
Oh yeah.
Daggum.
It's funny though, the number of times I'm
Real
making
life people. Here are
something.
real life people.
Right. I usually have to ask for flour, come back down to the bakery to get it because I just don't keep it at the house. And the boy's like, can you make biscuits? Probably not.
Probably not. Sorry.
Bless their heart.
Talk about your bakery.
So we own a bakery. We've owned it for 7 years. We specialize in sourdough and it's a long proofed sourdough, but we do 4 different varieties. We do an all white flour. We do a midway, which is half white and half wheat to kind of ease people into the healthier side. And then we do a whole wheat one. And that one is actually on plan. and I can eat it, and it's amazing. Oh, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but
No, it is good. I have partaken.
we also, I told my husband I wanted to get kind of away from the Ezekiel muffins just because I was like, we can do that. So I was like, add cinnamon and raisins, no sugar, just cinnamon and raisins to our whole wheat.
So good.
It's amazing. I'm so excited. And then we do one that's a caraway rye, but it's half rye and half white flour. So it's not on plan. To do a full rye loaf, it doesn't turn out super
It's not
well.
my jam. I just don't. There's people that love it. I'm like, I don't eat a lot of gluten anyway, so it's fine. I'm living my
Yeah,
life. How often do you have bread a week?
maybe twice on a
Okay,
heavy week, but probably just once.
that's good.
Um,
I
yeah,
support that.
it doesn't serve me super well. I
Uh-uh.
mean, I don't feel great. It doesn't last long for me. Like
Uh-huh.
other E's will last longer for me than that.
Yeah.
So, but it's good to have like you need like in the summertime, golly, when I manage the farmers market, that's just what I plan for Friday because I need a
Same way.
sandwich
Hmm.
and go.
Yeah. I mean, there have definitely been times in my life where I've had way more bread, but all the stuff I've been through the last few months,
Oh yeah.
nope. Bread and wheat is very fermentable in my gut. Very fermentable.
Boo.
I know. It's all right. My mom was telling me that she goes, "Have you ever fried up red potatoes in coconut oil?" And I went, no, but I'm sure it's amazing. She goes, "That's on plan, right?" I was like, "Well, it's a crossover, but yeah, sure, it's on plan." And she was like, "Do you want some?" I went, "I can't do potatoes. I can't do sweet potatoes. It's fermentable in my tummy."
Oh
She was like,
no.
"I'm so sorry." So yeah, bless my heart.
Dang.
I'll puff right on up like I'm 8 months pregnant. Bloop. I can do like half of a roasted sweet potato and be okay, but I don't need anything else questionable that day. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I want so bad a Chick-fil-A Cool Wrap. I haven't had one in probably 4 months. I love, I used to think people were psycho, but that dressing has got cocaine in it or something. Like it is,
Um, yeah. I
it is
looked on the
addictive.
Walmart shelves. I'm like, do y'all sell that one at Walmart?
It's not the same.
Oh,
Chick-fil-A avocado lime dressing at Walmart is not the same that's in those little pouches. And if it is, and y'all are disagreeing with me, you can think what you want, but it is not the same. I'm just gonna say. But I'm gonna probably by the end of the week, I'm gonna go get one because I have just been a good girl and I should be able to have that if I want it. I've been looking at my calendar, like, because I've just been thinking about it. I don't know why. Isn't that ridiculous? Trying to
no,
see.
not at all.
Oh, why is it on 4 days? That's so ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, I might be going Friday. Friday, Chick-fil-A Cool Wrap.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, we have a few minutes left. I have a discovery call in like 10 minutes. So, what else? What else you want to talk about, Hilly? Tell us about you.
I love to cook. Like
Yes.
it's the thing. The baking was not my thing. That was my husband's. He has taught me. I do what I'm told. We're good. But like when I talked about your live in the kitchens, what's most freeing to me about that is like if you don't have something, you're like, that's fine. We can just go without it, or we can sub this in.
Yep.
And like that's huge because I would stop in the middle of a recipe and be like, oh, I wasted all this. I can't do it. I'm like, get on the Googles, get on Trim Healthy Facebook page. Who's done it this way or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's really helped too, because like I have taken the fuel pull lemon loaf
Mhm.
recipe from rural routed Dakota
I can't say that word. Good job. High five.
and changed it. So like I've made it into cranberry orange, I've made it into eggnog. Somebody wants me to do a cherry chocolate version. I'm like, eh, I don't know.
Why don't y'all do that? Somebody asked me if I could do a something, something, something. I was like, no, but you can. I hate writing recipes. If y'all see one, it's because Darlene made me do it.
I write it all down. Like when I'm doing it and I make the changes, I just write it in the book. I'm like, here's a picture. Here's how I
But
fixed
somebody's
it.
always got something to say about it. And I'm like, this was a free recipe. Shut your hole. Sorry, that was rude. Don't mean to
Oh,
hurt
okay.
your feelings, guys,
Well,
but
the chicken crust pizza, I also changed to make it fuel pull too, because sometimes I just want a Mexican pizza,
for sure, it's
and it's
delicious.
awesome.
It is good. That's a good one. I made a
Ooh,
for the Georgia Blooms retreat. I did that, and I did not get the crust crispy in the oven before I put the toppings. Like it just had been a long day. It was already cooked. I just didn't even think about it, and I was like, I couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat it, and so I just wasn't thinking straight. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And they were like, but it's really good. I'm like, y'all are lying, and you're so nice. But okay. So anyway, be sure that if you pre-make your crust that you get it crispy before you put your toppings on it. Do that first. And it had been
okay.
baked, but it had also been frozen and it had also driven 7 hours to Georgia. So
It's still eat.
whoops. Hashtag not perfect over here. No.
That's been huge too. Like, you don't have to be perfect at it. Do your best.
So your all in thing, had you thought about that before I introduced that to you guys?
No, like the concept of all in versus all or nothing had never been a thought
So I was like,
process.
how cool would that be? Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it got me thinking like, oh, there is a difference. Like,
There is such a difference
yeah, because
because
so
I
many
am
people are
not all
like,
or nothing. You know that.
yeah,
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
yeah, because I
You
aired on
can
the
see
side of
my food,
nothing.
right? You can see my food on 8 app, right?
Hmm.
So Thursday, no, Friday, we had Katie Beth's 16th birthday party. Did you see what I had?
I did
Were you surprised?
a little, but I know from your previous podcast that that was probably made by your favorite cake maker in the whole wide world, and you allow yourself like
Man,
once a year.
that's right. Because I have a ton of kids, and so I don't eat cake every birthday, but I did that day. It was her 16th birthday, and I decided to have some. And no one said a word to me either. No one. Normally, my boys, the little toots that just came in here, that's not on plan. I know. It's what I do for a living.
I am grown.
I'm not an idiot. But did you see what I had with it?
You had a coffee, right?
I had
Protein
an
coffee.
optimized collagen coffee. So, like, I did myself a favor, and then I
Yeah,
had a handful of cucumbers and strawberries too.
I saw that
So,
too.
like, I just rounded it out, man. I did. I did it. I did
Yeah.
it. So anyway, yeah, that was fun. And then I took her to the Mallard that night, just me and her. And then Wes took me the next night. I know, very
Awesome.
fancy indeed. Very fancy indeed. All right, sis, what else you want to share with us?
Man, oh man. Out of my 5-page notes,
She's
which
going
is
to
funny.
text me in about 15 minutes and say, I meant to say blah, 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 blah,
Like, we'll have to do a part two.
blah.
Oh my goodness.
We just can't
Um,
record right now.
no, I just believing that you can do it and finding people to back you up
Yeah.
when there's nobody around you is key. And like if somebody comes with you and then they drop off, you don't have to drop off with them. Like
Yeah.
you can keep moving forward. Or there are no situations that are too hard. Like that was my big fear too. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna come up against something that's really, really hard and I'm not gonna be able to keep going. We had 2 ovens catch on fire and a car quit in the same week. And I was like,
And you couldn't come see me.
yeah, that was a different time.
Oh, crap.
We've had
But
three
I was
cars
talking to a
quit.
one-on-one today. She had a situation with her dad, and there's a situation there. And she went off plan. And then she was like, why did I just do that? And I was like, but think about in the past what she would have done year ago, 3 months, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Or rest of the day, it'd have been slashing all the tires, just like you said. But now, she realized the red flag came up and she goes, what in the world? What in the world does my dad hurting my feelings or whatever it was, upsetting her, have to do
Yeah.
with her eating?
Yeah.
What does your oven catching on fire have to do with what you eat? It's our culture has made us think that way. But
Yeah.
I, Amy Gaskin, want to change that in you people's lives.
Oh yeah. I mean, Dairy Queen used to be my soothe the soul salve. I'm like, well, let's just go eat a blizzard. It's been a hard day.
Yeah.
And Jessica Vasquez noticed one time, I don't know if we're supposed to use first and last names, sorry.
I don't think she cares.
But she noticed that she was doing that with her kids and put it on Blooms. And I was like, that's huge eye-opening because I may not, I still do medicate with food, but it's on plan food. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's a work in progress.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
like that's so much better
I
than
mean,
where
I
I
want a
used to be.
Chick-fil-A cool wrap, so I'm with you. But I
Right?
haven't. But I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Not in my time. But
And
it's so
like
true.
earning earning your rewards or
Yeah.
like it doesn't have to be food. Like what
Yes.
can we do that's different?
Yep.
And telling yourself no, like that has been so huge for me too. Because I'll get sleepy and then head upstairs. I'm like, oh, I can have a peanut butter bar out of the freezer. I'm like, you don't need that. Close it and go to bed. Just
Yeah.
go to bed.
Speaking of, I don't know if Hillary's in your breakthrough group, right? Oh, you are Hillary. Holly is in your breakthrough group, right?
Yes.
Do you remember this? I don't remember what this was in, but I know it was her. She asked me about popcorn, like movie night. What do you do
Yes.
for movie night? And I was like, probably nothing because it's not time for me to fuel. And she was like, what in the actual world?
Right.
Oh my, like just blew her mind. And
Yeah.
I appreciated her asking that so that I could say that because things like I don't think one thing about that because it's just
Right.
what I do. But if it's not time for me to fuel, I'm probably not gonna because
Yeah.
it's just something I've dedicated to do and it's helped me be successful. And so that's the kind of stuff that I love when it comes up. And you always ask great questions. I mean, sometimes I'm like, really, Hillary, what are we doing here? But because you ask some silly ones too. But
I do.
I thrive off of that because I have been doing this for so long, THM and coaching. Another Gina in your breakthrough group. Y'all have all stars in number 7. Okay. So anyway, oh heavens, I lost my train of thought.
She
Oh,
asked you a question.
she did. I can't remember what it was. Oh, fiddlesticks. Anyway, she asked a really good question, and I was very impressed with that too. It got me thinking. I don't even remember what it was. It doesn't matter. But like it's just amazing how I know what it was now. So she was giving me a little bit of feedback on her buds experience. And I was like, she was kind of hesitant. And I'm like, no, I appreciate that because I have been doing this over and over and over. I've had like 24 or 25 buds. I repeated myself 90, 11, gajillion, bajillion, gazillion, and gargantuan times and I forget stuff. Like even the last few days, I've had new one-on-ones sending me pictures of the Dave's Killer sprouted bread. Yes, it said sprouted, but you know this. It is not recommended because it has 1 extra gram of sugar than recommended. So if you eat 2 a day, 3 days a week, you have way more sugar than you really intended, and that could cause
Yeah.
other consequences, right? More cravings and
Right.
da, da, da. And if you have any kind of diabetes, type 2 or type 3 or whatever, it could cause a problem. Anyway, so like I forget that they might not have heard that because that was a really big deal a couple of years ago. So anyway, Gina was very kind because she told me that it really impressed her that I was openly admitted that sometimes I miss stuff because I have said it over and over 11,000 times. Just like, I just love that. I'm like, oh, thanks. But like, I appreciate my blooms so much because y'all are so patient with me, you know? And then you're like, hey, what about this? And y'all make me have to think. I'm like, daggum, guys, I was just getting comfortable over here. But it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so good to have that resource. Like, you can just go through Mighty Networks and search something like, oh, the number of times I've had to search the Amy Rita,
Oh, yes. So good.
referencing back to that, like that's freeing for me too, because I like a good glass of wine or a beverage
Yes.
probably about once a week or so.
Ooh.
Um, that was part of my 100 strong was to not have more than 4 a month. So
Wow. I would never do that for 100 Strong.
I'm questioning my sanity as far as
Very impressed with you, my dear. Very impressed.
less America. But yes. Like
I will tell
that's
you though, hey, side note, a very cold sparkling water in a wine glass will do the trick too. It
oh
just
yeah.
it's just that experience of holding that glass. I don't know what it is, and I'm sure I'll get some hate mail, but whatever. I'm for
Or if you're used to be a college girl and you have it in the old can, you just pop the top after the evening.
it.
That's
Yep.
what I would do after the farmer's market because that was stressful. And we would
Yeah.
get done at like 9:30 at night. And I'd sit there in the Jeep, pop the top, and be like, yes.
What's your favorite sparkling water?
The orange vanilla. I
Oh,
prefer
Waterloo.
polar. Yes. Well, I prefer polar over Waterloo, but I can't
Okay.
find it very much. So
My Aldi had a whole ton of them yesterday when I went. Yeah, I went to the Aldi and got the little present for the Sunday school party and all this stuff for my charcuterie. Did you see it?
I did. It's amazing.
It was so freaking cute. I did that all from my brain.
That's awesome.
So proud. I do way better. I don't like copying people. Because that turkey I made was okay, but it wasn't as awesome as the one I made today.
It was so
All right,
fun.
girl, I gotta go because I gotta talk to a prospect of a one-on-one. I'm so sorry,
That's
but
okay.
this was amazing. We might do a
I'll
part
see
two.
you tonight a lot.
2 hours long, you will see me, plus this 30, 45 minutes. You are something. And Hillary will get to meet me for real in November. I'm coming to Indiana.
T minus less than a year.
Yes, it is. You still haven't sent me links.
I know.
It's okay. It wasn't on her list. It's also not been on my list, so it's fine. We got to get Darlene in Arkansas, and then I can start living again. We just got to get her there, get her settled, and then I can do my thing. It's fine. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It was one of my goals that I didn't write down because I didn't think I could do it.
Oh, you killed it, man. And you will be on again. You need to click the link and make another one. Okay? Because I think
Deal.
we have more things we can talk about. Bye. You want to tell them bye?
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.